Hello everyone, welcome back to my playthrough of Zelda Outlands, and as the title of this video suggests, we are finally going to fully complete a dungeon today. Now, it's not going to be any of the dungeons that we have already visited. Those dungeons, the bosses, are pretty much too hard right now to deal with our equipment. The only one that we really have a stand a chance against is the boss of level O. It's a bunch of Dodongos. But in order to get to there, we need meat, and there's no way we can get any meat right now. So, yep, we're pretty much stuck waiting to pick up meat from another dungeon. So right now we're going to rip this guy off who tries to rip us off by stealing all our rupees. The Gerudo, they despise us because of we defeated Ganon, and they steal 20 rupees off us, but we only had one, so we got the last laugh there. So, like in the first quest, I'm just going to show off where all those money thieves are. Luckily, we didn't get hit by any of those Gorias. They tend to be positioned very poorly, and they tend to hit you and knock you back across the river. It's kind of annoying. So, well, we had a bad Garuda there steal our money, so let's meet a friendly Goriya and gain some money back. So the dungeon we're going to go to is Dungeon D, and D is the 7th letter in Outlands, and like the 7th dungeon in the second quest, in the base dungeon of Zelda game, this dungeon is going to be, the entrance to it is going to be located under a tree. But we're going to need, instead of the candle to open it up, we're going to use the ocarina. So, we're collecting some rupees before we head into that dungeon, because this dungeon is going to have our first bomb bag upgrade. Like the first quest, there's going to be 4 bomb bag upgrades, and each of those bomb bag upgrades are going to cost a total of 100 rupees. So we're going to make sure we have that 100 rupees before we head into the dungeon, so we can pick up that bomb bag and increase our bomb carrying capabilities. So let's head over to the dried out forest, as I like to call it, because right now we got these vibrant green trees, and one step over and one screen over, we get these brown trees, as if they're dying and they're going through their color changes. I grew up in Pennsylvania, and the trees change colors in the fall. They lost all their leaves for the winter, but the trees would go from green to autumny colors like browns and oranges and yellows, and as the leaves died off. So, before we head into the dungeon, just gonna clear out a few of these extra rooms here, so to show off the different types of shops. So, just like I did in the first quest, I'll be showing off all the shops, where they're located, even ones that, like I said, are not that are detrimental to us, like the ones that steal the rubies. That are not positive for us. I was going to try to spin it that way. So, but here we have our positive shop right here. Have this Gerudo who gives us 4 bombs, and he reappears. So you can just go back in there and pick up 3 bombs over and over again until you max out. This guy, he will not help us until we show him Begu's letter. So, now we could get Begu's letter technically now, but it'll require going on the red path, and I'm not really worried about that right now. So we want to go instead to this dungeon, Dungeon D, dungeon that we're finally able to take out. So it's appropriate for our level of power. Head on over here. got a bunch of pea hats that are the bats. Take them out. It's very reminiscent of level 1 in the first game, first quest, where you enter in and the first room has a locked key door. You have to go to the left to pick up a key to open the door. And we can't use that old trick of leaving the dungeon and the key door will unlock on its own. Let's put our lamp to good use. It's a good, well, I've already made up for the lamp. The lamp costs 40 to buy, and we already used it to clear out one street that had that hit a 50 rupee garai in it. So, yeah, the lamp basically pays for itself, even if all you ever use it for is to uncover that one 50 rupee garai, a few screens north of where this dungeon was. So, feel free to use your bombs like I did there. Drastically cuts down the amount of hits that we need to take out those garayas. And like I said, there's no reason not to use your bombs, because we're going to be buying a bomb bag upgrade in this dungeon. And when you buy the bomb bag upgrade, it will refresh. It'll max out your bombs to the max amount. Magic Shield proves to be a good purchase there. It helps block those skeletons that function as the Aquamentuses. Let's take a whole bunch of these dongos. Mistimed it there. The timing seems to be a little harder on this hack to get him to swallow the bomb than it does in the base Legend of Zelda game. Take him out. And these are the only enemies that will actually respawn. Any like mid-boss enemies that will respawn. So we're gonna let that one live for a little bit, just because we're gonna be going through that room a few more times. Oh, and we got a little glitch there. When we got hit there by that bubble, we got some invincibility or iframes, and that lets us pass through, enemies. So. Without taking more damage, so it kind of like removes Link's hitbox. And as we were pushing the block, we lost our hitbox because the bubble hit us, and so we basically phased through that block. So there are ways speedrunners do to like kind of phase through blocks and do weird screen wraps, but I'm not doing any of those tricks for here. So let's see if we can lay down these bombs. We lay down one bomb. Blow the ocarina, and then we can try to lay down another bomb, see if we can get them. And we were a little off on the placement of our first bomb, and thus our second bomb as well. Yeah, we're out of bombs, so we have one bomb. Let's save it though. We can stun them. I looked at the key. Instead of the bomb. The key icon is right above the bombs, so. Light the fire. Whew. Two red bubbles. We get hit by them, it's okay, because we know exactly where the blue bubbles are. Not too far away. Just a few screens over. The only bad thing is we gotta push this block again, so. Door locks behind us. These bubbles can make it a little tricky to push the block, because they're always bumping you and pushing you around. They're so pushy. Now we just a lot of the dungeons in this as I just looked at the map there as I pulled it up, a lot of the dungeons in this second quest, they kind of mirror themselves on the y-axis. No, on the x-axis. So you would just flip them on the x-axis, and you would see they mirror themselves. So And the maps that we tend to pick up will only see half of the dungeon. So it kind of gives a false perception of what the dungeons look like. When you pick up the maps, you'll be like, wow, these dungeons look really, really small. But usually when you get a map, a lot of times they're only going to be half of what the entire dungeon is. So we don't have enough thing. We'll just use an arrow to... And we got nothing out of it. We got a ruby, but we had to spend a ruby to get that. A ruby, so... yeah. But now we finished the lower half of the dungeon. Now we're going to head to the upper half, and you'll see it. If we take the lower half and flip it over the x-axis, the horizontal axis, and then also flip it on the y-axis. So, yeah, I was right. Well, just misspoke really terribly there. You'll see that the dungeon is like mirror imaged. And here is our upgrade, our bomb bag upgrade. And now we'll just unlock a whole bunch of keys. It reminds me of the one level in A Link's Awakening. In level 3, there's a room where, the key cavern, where once you enter the room, there's a whole, there's 4 doors, and each of them are locked by a key. And you get to choose which way you want to go. You only need to go one way to, of course, progress, but if you go the wrong way, it doesn't matter, because each of the rooms you go into is going to have a key that you can pick up to try your hand in the second room. So, and then we got the map. It's only showing the top half of the dungeon. It's more than that, obviously. So. Hey, we got a guy who wants meat. Well, we're going to get some meat. Well, here's another common thing about these dungeons in this quest. A lot of times we'll run into the moblins who want meat, and there'll be meat available in the dungeon. So, it just seems kind of a waste, I guess. We end up just getting that meat, and now we're just going to go and use it right away. So, it gets really ridiculous in Dungeon O. I believe there's 4 moblins. I was going to say call them tasty moblins, but I don't know how they taste. But yeah, there's 4 of those moblins who say that we look tasty. I'm just using arrows to take these guys out real quickly, because they can throw swords, and those swords take off 2 hearts, so don't want to play around with them. So, I need another key, so do a little backtracking here. We walk through the east wall, the north wall. Now let's walk into the south wall. Pick up the key, and we're gonna have to defeat this enemy anyway to open the door that locked down there in the south. So we might as well do it now while we're here. If you had full sword beams, you could risk it and shoot them across the aisle, but you risk getting hit, and then you'd have to resort to pulling out your arrows and wasting rupees, and we don't need to waste our rupees. I'm going to be doing enough rupee grinding later on, so if we have the chance not to waste rupees, says the person who is deliberately getting all the Garudas who steal rupees. So it's kind of a joke move to put a bubble there right in front of the key, who doesn't seem to want to move, but it's okay. The boss of this dungeon is the Dig Dogger, and we can defeat them with just the bombs and the Ocarina. So there's a dungeon. You see it flipped on itself vertically and horizontally. And let's see if we can get the two bomb placements here. Looks like we've got a little bit of better placement here. Blow the Ocarina. Bomb takes off. They take damage from that bomb. Lay a second bomb. And we took them out. Woohoo! Now we get our first fairy. We get our sword back as well, because like I said, one of the ways to get your sword back from touching an orange bubble is to pick up a Tetrarch fairy. And we now can use the warp whistle to warp us somewhere, so that's nice. but we won't be doing any more exploring and doing that warping until our next episode. So I just want to pop back in here, show that I have the full map completed. Yep, there we go. And we'll just take out these enemies so we have a clear screen to start from in our next episode. Take care, have a good day, see you in our next episode. Bye.